Good morning. This is Saturday, August the 8th, 2015. Get to catch up on a little bit of work here at Linden, but before we start work, I want to seek the kingdom. Reading from my utmost for its highest. Today's devotional is entitled Prayer in the Father's Honor. Luke 1:35. That holy thing which shall be born of thee shall be called the Son of God. If the Son of God is born into my mortal flesh, is his holy innocence and simplicity and oneness with the Father getting a chance to manifest itself in me? What was true of the Virgin Mary in the historic introduction of God's Son into this earth is true in every saint. The Son of God is born into me by the direct act of God. Then I, as a child of God, have to exercise the right of a child, the right of being always face to face with my Father. Am I continually saying with amazement to my common sense life, why do you want to turn me off here? Don't you know that I must be about my Father's business? Whatever the circumstances may be, that holy, innocent, eternal child must be in contact with his Father. Am I simple enough to identify myself with my Lord in this way? Is he getting his wonderful way in me? Is God realizing that his Son is formed in me? Or have I carefully put him on one side? Oh, the clamor of these days. Everyone is clamoring. For what? For the Son of God to be put to death. There is no room here for the Son of God just now. No room for quiet, holy communion with the Father. Is the Son of God praying in me, or am I dictating to him? Is he ministering in me as he did in the days of his flesh? Is the Son of God in me going through his passion for his own purposes? The more one knows of the inner life of God's ripest saints, the more one sees what God's purpose is, filling up that which is behind the affliction of Christ. There is always something to be done in the sense of filling up. And wisdom from Oswald Chambers from Disciples Indeed. The main characteristic, which is the proof of the indwelling Spirit, is an amazing tenderness and personal dealing and a blazing truthfulness with regard to God's Word. The song that came to mind was written by C. Austin Miles, 1912. C. Austin Miles says, I read the story of the greatest morn in history. The first day of the week cometh Mary Magdalene early, while it was yet very dark, unto the sepulchre. Instantly, completely, there unfolded in my mind the scenes of the garden of Joseph. Out of the midst of the garden comes a form, halting, hesitating, tearful, seeking, turning from side to side in bewildering amazement, faltering, bearing grief in every accent. With tear-dimmed eyes she whispers, If thou hast borne him hence. He speaks, and the sound of his voice is so sweet, the birds hush their singing. Jesus said to her, Mary. Just one word from his lips, and forgotten the heartaches, the long dreary hours, all the past blotted out in the presence of the living present and the eternal future in the garden. I come to the garden alone, while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear falling on my ear, the Son of God discloses. And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. He speaks, and the sound of his voice is so sweet, the birds hush their singing, and the melody that he gave to me within my heart is ringing. And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. I can't get too serious around this dog. What you need, dog? I'd stay in the garden with him, though the night around me be falling. I bet you he's lost his What? Talk to me. What? What do you need? Do we need to do something? But he bids me go through the voice of woe. His voice to me is calling. Oh, sweet Jesus. And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. Jesus and I can tarry but together, but King George is calling, so blessed day.